Alright guys, so Joel and I are back at it again in Itaewon, Seoul at a barbecue place called Lena's. Today is kind of like my refeed cheat day. The thing that's going on is next Monday, like the first weekend in May, we're starting EIB. So EIB is going to kind of throw off my whole schedule for my cut. The way it works is like we're in the field Monday through Friday for 3 weeks straight, but we start at like 7 a.m. and we're not done until 9 p.m. So I'm not really sure I'm going to attack it yet. I might do like a kind of intermittent fasting kind of approach where I'm eating a big meal in the morning and then a big meal at night. So this meal right here, like this will be way over my maintenance calories that I'm at right now in my cut, which is about 6 weeks in. But in the next 3 weeks, it's really just going to mess up my diet. I'll be in a deeper deficit than normal. So this is the first restaurant we've been to in Korea that we've actually had to wait for. We're like the 12th person in line right now. But the reason I'm thinking about doing intermittent fasting for while we're at EIB train up, I'm not like a huge fan of or advocate of intermittent fasting, but I think it is effective for like convenience. And this kind of works perfectly because I don't want to be carrying a lot of food out to the field when we're going out there. We're just going light. We're carrying our packs and that's about it, whatever we need. And I don't want to eat MREs or the hot chow they're bringing out there because I won't really be able to track macros really easily. And I'm going to have trouble training as well during this time. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work out for an hour before PT. And then I'm going to work out for maybe whatever I can't finish up in the morning and the evening for like an hour. And then I'll have a really big meal in the morning, probably like half my calories, and the other half in the evening, which will be my other half of my calories. So there will be about a 14-hour fast. I mean, a lot of people typically, they fast in the evening, like while they're sleeping. And this will be a little bit different because I'll be fasting while I'm actually awake and training. So it might be a little difficult. I might be feeling the effects of the diet a little bit, but it'll help me stay on track while we're away from like a kitchen. And just for the convenience factor, I think intermittent fasting or an intermittent fasting approach will be good for this event. All right, so it's pretty loud and it's pretty dark in here, but what we ended up getting, me and Joel both got the baby back ribs, full rack of it, and then it comes with string fries and coleslaw. So the meal was around $33, and then for appetizer, we ended up getting the macaroni and cheese balls, which really reminds me of Cheesecake Factory, if you guys have been there before. When I went to school at IUP, we were close to Pittsburgh, and there was a Cheesecake Factory right there, and we used to get the macaroni and cheese balls all the time. And then for a drink, Joel got an old fashioned, and I'm trying a new beer. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but she said it's more one of their more bitier IPAs. Kind of reminds me of Trogs beer. So we're gonna dig into this. So that was absolutely delicious. Each of us paid like 45,000 won, almost $45. My macros going into that meal were 124 grams of protein, 170 grams of carbs, and like 20 grams of fat. But I'm sure with that meal alone, macros are done for the night. So I'm not gonna have any more meals. What I've been doing is just to have consistent weigh-ins in the morning, is finishing off my last meal by like 6 or 7 p.m. just so that every morning my weight is a more consistent weigh-in if I eat my last meal at a certain time prior to going to bed. Hey, how you doing, sir? Jamsil Stadium? Yeah. Jamsil Stadium? The baseball stadium? Any of the baseball stadiums? Yeah, right here. Olympic Road. That's a.
여기 220에 3834.
You know where that's at? Struggle is real. So we were gonna go to a baseball game. The game started at 5. Right now it's like 6 o'clock. We missed a little bit. Apparently, like Korea baseball though, there's stuff going on between every inning, so I'm sure we won't miss much. Just want to check it out a little bit. It's something we've been meaning to get to. Alright, so we finally made it into the stadium. We got tickets that were like $8 a piece in left field. But the vibe, like the energy at Korean baseball games is like 3 times what it is at like American games. People just cheer and go nuts the entire time. It's pretty awesome. every time we come to Seoul, I get really dehydrated just because I don't drink enough water during. So 2 liters for the trip home. That's a day here. We're heading back. It's like an hour and a half trip back to Camp Casey. Good morning. So I'm going to make a change in my macros today. Move fats down to 65 grams. So now there'll be 250 protein, 350 carbs, and 65 grams of fat. Everything's been staying around 214, 215 in the morning. But I think that extra 10 grams of fat will make a big difference. What's funny is you guys that ordered creatine in the last week and a half off my site, you have the new stuff before I even have the stuff. So I'm waiting for it to get shipped here after it arrived at our facility. So the new stuff is CreaPure, which is a trademarked ingredient. It's the purest form of creatine monohydrate you can get. So what I did this morning was 1 scoop of Flight, and then intra-workout I mix 5 grams of creatine, and then 1 scoop of Intra-Flight, which I just have mixed up right here. So I'm about to go to the gym. A lot of people ask if you can still take creatine when you're cutting. Absolutely. Creatine just saturates the muscle cells to give you more ATP when you're working out. So if you're going to retain a little bit of water, some people do, some people don't. It's going to be within the muscle. So it's all right to take it while cutting. I absolutely, when I did my last competition, I took creatine up to competition day.
I see the crowd move, changing by the minute, and the record on repeat. Took a sip, then another sip, then somebody said to me, okay, now open your mind up and listen to me, Kendrick. I'm in your conscience. If you do not hear me, then you will be history, Kendrick. I know that you're nauseous right now, and I'm hoping to lead you to victory, Kendrick. If I take another one down, I'ma drown in some poison, abusing my limit. I think that I'm feeling the vibe. I see the love in her eyes. I see the feeling of freedom is granted as soon as the damage of vodka arrives. This how you capitalize. This is parental advice. And apparently, I'm over influenced by what you are doing. Not that I was doing the most, and someone said to me,
pull up,
drink,
headshot,
drink,
sit down,
drink,
stand up,
drink,
pass out,
drink,
wake up,
drink.
bait it, bait it, bait it, bait it, bait it.
I'll tell you, this past week I was really starting to feel the diet, which surprises me, like this early on, 6 weeks in, especially with my carbs being 350, protein still the same, fat was around 70, 75 this week. But the thing is, if I was back home and I was dieting on these macros, I would eat absolutely fine, no problem. But with cardio and PT and work, like I could feel at the end of the day at work, I was just exhausted more than usual. So I took an extra day off this week, and then using the weekend just to get plenty of rest. And then yesterday's refeed day with the ribs, it wasn't really a refeed, it was more of like a free meal. But today was a workout, like I just felt absolutely 100% back to normal. I felt really good, got a good pump, energy was high. Just rest up the rest of Sunday. So I burnt my protein muffins a little bit. I left these in at 400 for like 20 minutes. Probably could have taken these out at like 12 minutes, but I'm gonna do like a protein baking 101 quick overview of how to cook anything with protein powder. And I'll have the macros on the screen for these muffins right here. But essentially, if you're ever gonna cook with like protein, you can do so much with just vanilla extract, baking powder, cinnamon, some sort of sweetener, like eggs or egg whites, coconut flour, and protein powder, which is essentially all this really is. So in this is 1 scoop of the Diamantized gourmet chocolate protein powder, probably a tablespoon, I didn't weigh it down or anything, I just eyeballed it, of vanilla extract, about a teaspoon of baking powder, maybe a teaspoon of cinnamon, like 5 packets of stevia. I did 3 egg whites. I did 4 tablespoons, which is 2 servings of coconut flour, and then just 1 serving of the Nestle chocolate chips, and I mashed up a banana in there as well. Just mashed it all up, mixed it together, and then put it in like a non-stick cooking pan, like a muffin pan, and it turns out really well. And you can do literally so much with just like a small amount of ingredients with protein powder as well. So this is like my mid-afternoon snack. On Sundays, I end up eating my calories way too early just because I go to the gym early. So I have like my first meal at 5 a.m. and then my second meal is after the gym at like 10 a.m. and then after that I just get hungry in the morning and early afternoon. But another dieting snack, I'm about to have this as well too. So sugar-free Jell-O mix. It says 10 calories per serving. But then if you look at the macros, for the macros it says 10 calories but only 1 gram of protein. So the way I count it is one serving is 1 gram of carb and 1 gram of protein. But if you use, like this package is 8 servings. So I'll do 4 servings per container. So it's just like half this little box with 1 cup of boiling water and then 1 cup of ice water. And then you have like Jell-O. It's a very low calorie snack and it's pretty high in volume as well. So on Sundays I go grocery shopping, and typically it's like been the same item, so I'm not going to do a grocery haul video, but I don't know how I ended up with this many bananas today. I really don't know. The bugs are getting insane here. But I just came to the track. I just want to take a few pictures for Instagram for the Bear Performance Nutrition Instagram page, which is brand new. So now my personal page and the company page is separate, so go ahead, follow Bear Performance Nutrition. But what I wanted to wrap up, I posted a Q&A on Snapchat this morning, and one of the questions was in regards to intermittent fasting, which kind of works out because that's what this video is kind of about, because I'm kind of doing an intermittent fasting approach going into EIB. Now, the reason I'm not a fan of intermittent fasting, obviously, like for body composition wise, meal timing and frequency is irrelevant. Someone's calling me right now. What's up?
What are you doing, honeybee?
I'm currently recording a video and you're in the video now.
Oh, that's awkward. I'm with Nelson, Nick Bear.
Nicky baby, Nicky baby.
Alright, so back to intermittent fasting. In terms of body composition, I think that meal timing and frequency is irrelevant. But when it comes to performance objectives, I think that meal timing and frequency can have significant results around your training. So I like having, like right now, about 30% of my calories around my workout alone, especially when I'm in a deficit. If I'm bulking or at maintenance, it really doesn't matter. I can go a whole day without food, go into the gym and feel fine. But having a majority of my calories around my workout right now just makes me feel a whole lot better, especially like if I have a small meal before PT, I do PT and we do like a 5 mile run, and then I try going to the gym, I can feel my training kind of suffering in the gym. So the way I'm switching that up right now is I'm going to have a larger meal before PT to kind of hold me over through the run, the cardio, and then the resistant training session to kind of mitigate that effect. Intermittent fasting, as opposed to regular just eating 3 meals, 4 meals a day, spaced out throughout the day, has no impact or significant difference on body composition. But in terms of performance, I think that having sustained energy throughout the day is just more effective. And that's my personal opinion. The more I experience intermittent fasting while I'm doing EIB, I'll be able to give you, a better feel of what I think about it. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. I will talk to you in the next video.